Robert Newman. I'm from Medina, Ohio. Lived there my whole life. I've only been at 3 different addresses, all within 2 miles of each other. So I started playing poker. It would have been 2003. I had knee surgery and was laid up for like 6 weeks, and it just happened to be when they were televising the World Series of Poker for the first time on ESPN, or the first time it was real big, and laid there for hours on end watching World Series of Poker. And I'd played, 7 card and stuff like that. I just hadn't played Hold'em before. So after watching that, I kind of became addicted, started playing with some friends, and it's all downhill since then.
We talked a little bit about last season and being recorded. It's actually a 2-part question. Curious to know if being recorded has changed the way you play. So I guess the first part of the question is, how is being able to watch how you play, so you going back and watching how you play, has it, and if it has, how has it changed your game?
It hasn't really changed anything. To be honest with you, if and when I go back and watch the tapes, I'm usually watching other people play, and I'm not paying too much attention to myself. If there's been any change, it's maybe that I'll try and change up the hands that I play instead of, just because I know other people are going home to watch the same thing, so I'll try and change it up a little bit. But I usually don't even think about that when I'm playing, so it's not like I make a conscious effort, okay, tonight I'm going to play some, garbage hands or whatever. That's probably the only thing I can think of that I've changed.
Actually touched on it slightly, but curious to know, do you think that players who have watched you play, that you play with again in different situations at leagues or even just casual games, do you think they have an advantage now against playing against you, not being able to watch how you play?
Maybe a couple of them, only because I think there's a couple of people that I can think of. I won't name any names, but I can think of that would actually take the time to watch it close enough and put some thought into it to try and get some type of advantage. But for the most part, the people I play with regularly, and they know how I play. The main group that we play, that I play with, we all know how each other plays. They still can't beat me, but we all know how that's done. Go ahead, you can laugh. Don't hold it in.
What are your thoughts about skill versus luck in a tournament?
It's probably maybe 70% skill, I think. But you're never going to win a tournament without a little bit of luck. And that's what it takes. You've got to win a race here or there. And skill can get you so far, but you do need that little bit of luck here and there. When you make a play, you think you've got the monster, and you get the shock of your life when somebody turns over a flush or catches a 7 of diamonds for a straight flush. Sorry, Paul. You got to be ready for that. So luck plays a part of it, but I still think skill is the bigger part.
I'm going to quote Daniel Negreanu, who says he can know a lot about how someone plays by identifying their background, what they do for a living, etc. And I'm curious to know, do you profile players, and how good are you at reading players?
I think I'm better at reading players than when the first few years I was playing. I've got a background in psychology and actually forensic psychology, and I've had trainings and stuff for jobs in the past where the whole purpose of it was identifying deceptive behavior. I've got a certification through Ohio Police Officer Training Academy it's called IDB, Identifying Deceptive Behavior. So, I'm obviously better partially because of my job and partially because I play poker as much as possible. At first, probably the first 2 years, maybe 3 years, I didn't care what anybody else had. I only played my cards and worried about what I had. So.
What did you learn about how you play from last season's recordings? Anything?
More of what I learned was that no matter how good my hand is, there's some people that they're just not gonna fold, no matter how bad their hand is. You've got people that are gonna call with offsuit one gappers and chase a straight to the river, and once in a while they're gonna catch it. But again, that's where luck comes into play, and probably 80% of the time, the odds are going to be in your favor. The math is, and the logic is going to be in your favor. So you're going to win in the long run. That's the people that play the lucky cards. They might have a good night or a good week or even a good month, but over the course of time, it averages out, and those are the people that don't finish, in the top 3 every year.
What did you struggle with in your game when you first started playing poker?
Usually discipline. Excuse me. Again, if I thought I had the best hand, I didn't care what the other people in the hand had. I didn't even consider it. I was just certain that I had the best hand. And you get kicked a few times before you finally realize, all right, you got to start considering what other people have. I love playing with people that are like that. That no matter what you do, they think they have the best hand every single time. Those are the best people, because you can get a lot of money from them in cash games, and it's easy to take their chips in tournaments games. So,
what's in your poker future?
I got to convince the wife that it would be a good idea to take some money out and go and play in the World Series. I was hoping to do it this year, but I just started a new job, so I'm not going to be able to take the time off that quickly. So maybe next year, play in the World Series.
Talk a little bit about your experience the first 2 seasons of Chase the Bracelet, and I guess what you've learned from being a part of the group and what you're hoping for season 3.
First season, the main thing I learned is Paul Boston really does have a horseshoe stuck some orifice on his body. I've never seen anybody luckier than that man. If I remember right, he beat Missy with quads over quads, and he's got a 1-outer on the river and he hits it, and he would pull stuff like that all the time. So I was happy come season 2 that he was not here, because sometimes you just can't beat lucky cards like that. Season 2 started off kind of rough. I had a couple of bad hands here and there. I did learn to be more patient. The biggest thing between season 1 and season 2 is I really got used to the people that were playing. I kind of knew what their style was, how they were playing, and stuff like that. And then the guy that replaced Paul, Rick McKee, I play with him all the time, and I know how he plays. So, and he knows how I play, and so that didn't really matter. But between the 2 seasons, learning how each person played and kind of developing a strategy when in a hand against them was the biggest thing. And then for this season, I hope it ends the same way it did last year, with me in first place, whether it was luck that last night or not. So that wasn't really luck. That was just Paul being the tightest person in the world. So,
is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
I can't wait to get started. I can't wait to see the new people. And like I said, hopefully I'll be sitting in the same place at the end of this year as I was last season. So first place is very nice.
Yeah, that's it. That was great. Thanks.
Thank you.